Good evening, everyone. This is Srikant, Rajan, and welcome to the Stock Market Podcast from mpiinvest.com, the only platform where you learn to invest and trade in the stock market, plan your financial goals, invest in different financial assets, and grow with a community of knowledgeable investors. If you are not part of the community yet, visit our website mpiinvest.com to join the community free of cost. Coming to the markets today, I don't have anything to say. In fact, the market just continued to fall from the word go. In fact, the Nifty already opened with such a big gap down at 15,917. If you remember, we closed at almost 16,240 yesterday, and from there, almost a 300 point fall, gap down at 15,917. In fact, Nifty even opened lower than SGX Nifty. I was telling you in the morning that SGX Nifty was indicating 15,950. So I was actually expecting an open at 16,000, but then major bearishness, we could see Nifty at 15,900 level, and from there it went on a selling mode, and finally came to a low of 15,775, even broke 15,800, and finally settled at 15,809. In fact, we had some amazing profit booking today in the silver plus gold and gold plus trade room. In fact, we had such a great day that we had some losses which was happening because of the large gap down, but that also was covered in the day, and we came out really profitable. So it was an amazing day for MPI family. Cheers to all of us for that. Now coming to the market as of now, if we see, the XJS Nifty is kind of recovering after the big fall in Indian market. In fact, when I look at the SGX Nifty right now, it is at 15,950. So which is kind of looking okay, is kind of. And if you look at the US markets also, the US markets have opened, and the US markets are also kind of consolidating. It's not rising, but it's consolidating. Wait, what's happening? As I speak, I just had a look at the US market. Nasdaq is trading 0.34% higher. Of course, looking okay after such a big fall. 0.34% is nothing actually. But let's see how the market closes. S&P 500 is continuing to be in the negative. It's down 0.42%, and Dow Jones, major bearishness in Dow Jones. In fact, it continues to trade lower by almost 1% after such a big fall yesterday. That's the kind of weakness that's coming in from companies like Target and Walmart, which reported bad results in the last week, is what I told you. So in fact, if you look at Walmart also had given a bad result, but then when Warren Buffett actually came out and said that he's going to invest in Walmart, that is when we could see the stock kind of consolidating, and the fall was reduced. But yesterday, when Target also came up with bad results, things were kind of out of control, and we can see that effect still happening on Dow Jones. So Dow Jones is already touching its 52-week low, and things are looking very bad in the US. But if you look at the Asian markets, in fact, Shanghai is actually closed in positive today, up by 0.36%. But Hong Kong market, of course, Hong Kong market cannot be connected with Indian, but they have fallen by again 2.54% today. Korea was also down by 1.28%. And if you look at other markets in European markets also closed in slight red. I would say FTSE was down 0.24%, and otherwise things are kind of okay. So if you see, yes, US markets are kind of okay right now, except for Dow Jones, which continues to be negative. Even the US futures are kind of negative, but Nasdaq is kind of looking okay. So let's see how market actually closes tonight to get more hints. But however, I have turned bearish on the market. Yes, my view on the market has actually turned bearish finally, the way things are going. So right now the market is consolidating, but do we see much bigger move downwards? Is probably there are higher chances for that, I would say, because the way the inflation is going up, the way RBI is also planning to increase the rates in the coming month, with all that, I don't see any reason why the Nifty actually has to go up, except probably the only good news that can actually support Nifty at this point of time is the actual final announcement of the HDFC and HDFC Bank merger. Apart from that, there is no reason Nifty can go upwards, and that's exactly why I am kind of turning bearish on the market. And when this is a bear market, I say the bear market is the best time for an investor to invest and make great returns when the bull market returns. So in fact, the way things are going, I would say if this is the start of the bear market, we could actually start investing on SIP mode into stocks or mutual funds, and that can actually reap us great benefits in the next 2 years, I would say. Yes, like I've told you always, if you look at the Nifty's history, there has been no 3 years in which there was no bull market. Yes, if there was a bear market, within 3 years, we can see the bull market somewhere. So if this is the start of the bear market, this is the best time to start investing, and we could see the next bull market within next 3 years. And so 22 we are in right now, so 23, 24 and 25. By 2025 we should see some really rich MPI community members. Let's see what is going to happen there. Yes, as of me, I told you I actually booked some major profit in ITC. In fact, I've been telling you about my huge holding in ITC for a very long time, but now is when I actually finally booked some good profit out of it. Of course, I have not exited the stock, but yes, I have booked some really good profit out of it. Why? Simple. It is now time for me to invest into other stocks as well. In fact, this is what I have been telling you multiple times. In fact, probably all the old members would know from the start of MPA family, I always used to stress on ITC. Pro Srinivasan should be able to tell about it. Pro Srinivasan, Pro Ramdev, all the old members would all actually know how much we have been, very positive about ITC. And always, whenever the market fell big, my portfolio has always been supported by ITC. And same thing happened right now when the entire market was so bearish. Today ITC hit its 52-week high. Is there anything that needs to be more happier for an investor? When I've been already happy with more than 5% returns on my investment as dividend, and now that the stock has also risen up by more than 30% in the last 1 year, do you think I'm sad? No more. I am so happy about my investment, and of course I'm glad at this point of time I got some good profits from there just to ensure that I can invest more into the market. So that's exactly why I'm really happy today. But apart from that, the kind of profits that we made in silver, gold and gold plus today is something amazing again. So for members who don't know, we also trade in derivatives in the stock market on a weekly basis, and all of us are kind of doing great profits in that already. We did have a small loss because of major gap down opening, but that was also kind of covered, and still we end the week with great profits in hand. If you look at the market, the major fall was from the IT sector. In fact, as I was looking at the Nifty today, Infosys, TCS, are the major drags. And if you look at the total biggies, Infosys, Reliance, TCS, HDFC and ICICI Bank together, just these 6 stocks, HDFC Twins, ICICI Bank, TCS, Reliance and Infosys, just 6 stocks has contributed to 200 point fall today. So out of the entire 300 point fall today, 200 points came from just these 6 big stocks. So you can imagine the kind of selling that has happened by the FIIs. Yes, so it is majorly the FII selling that continues, which has been the major trouble for us right now, is it not? So we have been speaking about FIIs continuously, and today also they have gone to a big selling. Can you guess what is the amount they have sold in this day? Regularly they have been selling, right? 3,000. Yesterday, if you see last 2-3 days, their selling had actually reduced. But if you look at today, they sold for a whopping 4,899 crores. That's almost 4,900 crores. And DIIs, how long do they buy? They still went on to buy for almost 3,225 crores. So things are kind of, looking really bad from the FII side. Otherwise, Indian markets are kind of still okay, I would say. With so much fall, so much selling, I think May is one of the highest selling months by these FIAs. However, let's wait till the month ends to see the data. So we would probably know more about it. Coming to the market again, the reason why the IT sector fell is when JP Morgan actually came out and said that they've downgraded the entire IT sector and have cut targets of multiple IT sector stocks by 10 to 20% just because the US markets fell so much yesterday. Yes, so the only reason why the tech stocks were in big bad shape is because of the US market, especially the Nasdaq, which was down by almost 5% yesterday, right? So of course things are not looking great, but I would say this is a great time to continue to invest in IT sector. So I have actually started my investment, which is going on a SIP route right now. So apart from that, if you look at some good news, I would say let us forget all the bad news for some time. The good news is about Bharti Airtel. So in fact, such stocks are something that can actually be added at this kind of timings to ensure that the profit can be taken up soon. So Bharti Airtel Managing Director Gopal Vittal actually came out and said that they have already increased the tariffs last few months back, and now they are actually taking it higher in this year as well. So they want to touch ARPU, that is average revenue per user, to 200. So this is actually good, I would say, in one way, because they are passing on the cost to the consumers so that it increases the profitability of a company. But then as a layman, for a common man like us, things are bad, because this is again contributing to inflation. The cost is going higher, so things are not looking great for a common man as the inflation is going higher, all thanks to the great Russia war. Well, coming to the next part, we also saw JK Lakshmi Cement, which was kind of consolidating for a very long time, actually went up on a big rally just because of the company announcing 100% dividend for all the shareholders. So that's something really good, and that's exactly why we could see the JK Lakshmi going into green. Apart from that, one more good news is for the FMCG companies, because Indonesia has finally come out and said that they're going to revoke the ban on palm oil from May 23rd. So this is the breaking news for today, and this also could be a reason why we could see the FMCG companies kind of still holding strong. So that's something that needs to be watched out in the coming days. Let's see how things work for the FMCG stocks. But apart from that, if you see, again, a bad news that I would say is, right now as a country, India is facing one of its worst power crisis. Yes, in fact, most of the parts of the nation is actually undergoing a heat wave. While of course, if you look at Bangalore, we are actually having a winter kind of feeling right now with the kind of rains that we are having in the last 1 week. But apart from that, if you look at the nation assist, we have major heat wave breaking, and that has actually reduced the power generation. In fact, India had already earlier planned to reduce the thermal power plants, but the way things are going right now, they have issued a special approval for thermal power plants to increase the capacity. So that is something we need to watch out, and that's exactly why Coal India can still be a good bet for a short term. Let us see how things go, and based on that, I will definitely share in the community whenever I'm buying a new stock. So that's from my side. So before we end the day, have a great sleep. I am sure market after so much fall would actually slightly consolidate before the next fall. However, I would be looking at more bearish bets on my trading for the coming weeks. In fact, I did sell some good calls and made some amazing profit today in the derivative segment. So we will all make it together. Don't worry, these are all part of the market, and that's exactly why stock market rewards the ones who have the guts to invest and go through all this. Yes, so this is time that we as knowledgeable investors invest and grow our financial status as well. So with that, this is Srikant Rajan signing off. But before you leave, press the like button and support us, motivate us, so that we can bring you more amazing content on a daily basis. In fact, we are also planning some initiatives on educating everyone on the stock market and ways to invest and make money. So we would be launching that soon. More news on that coming ahead. If you do want it, do type out what are the kind of content that you would like to have on a channel. Just type it in the comment box. That would help us plan our content better. So with that, this is Srikant Rajan signing off. Good night, goodbye, until we catch up tomorrow morning in the morning podcast.